Songyos Kulvichien, who is a Senior Executive Vice President at Country Group Securities, and he joins us on the line from Bangkok. First off, Songyos, let me just first get an indication of how things are going on the streets of Bangkok this morning.
Good morning. Bangkok is quite calm this morning. I think we all heard what happened to the situation in Bangkok. And always, crisis always bring opportunity for investor. That's the reason why we are seeing a lot of foreign buying coming to Thailand lately. So I say, yes.
Yeah. And Songyos, let me just ask you that. So you think that basically the SCT Index will rise another 10% because foreign investors are going to overlook the continuing protests in the country? Why? Because they're so used to it at this point? Or what's the thinking here?
I think the thinking because Thailand had been underperforming. If you look back for the last month, Hong Kong has already coming up almost 8.5%. MSCI Index, ex-Japan is up 10%. Korea is up 7.5%. Thailand is just trying to catch up the rest of the region. So basically what we have seen a lot of foreign buy the last 2 weeks, mainly a lot of money that need to be invested in the region, especially Thailand had been owned by a lot of foreign funds in the last few years.
But Songyos, even you and I'm sure foreign investors have to recognize that there is risk right now in the country. You have hundreds of thousands of protesters descending on the capital, asking for fresh elections, basically asking for the current prime minister to step down. Isn't that a point of concern?
Right. That's a point of concern, but this is going to be a short-term thing. So over the past 3 years, we have seen protests, and I think Thai are used to with that. Investors are always looking for opportunity, and opportunity always brings you a lot of great return when we have crisis like this. So investors from overseas, yes.
Yeah, so do you think Prime Minister Abhisit might be calling fresh elections because of this massive protest, which they say is the biggest in almost 3 decades?
It's very difficult decision to be made at this point because we all know situation. The protesters are already demanding what they want, and the Prime Minister has its own stand. So basically, I think what we have to be just have to wait for the consequence. And next 2 days, we should be hearing a fresh new whether what will happen in Thailand. And if something really not coming out as market was expected, we might see some short-term correction of about 5%, but that's only going to be bringing more money coming into the country.
Yeah, and you said to basically buy on these dips since you expect the SCT to gain another 10% from here. Now, the sectors that you're interested in, Songyos, I just want to get through them, are the oil and the banking sectors. What makes these two sectors more compelling than others? Obviously, this seems like a play on economic recovery. Is that the thinking here?
Well, that's right, because if you look at the Thailand Composition Index, the energy sector is about 40% of the whole market capitalization. Banking at another 20%. And what happened last year, the earning of the energy sector is coming average is about 40%. That's why we're seeing the rising in the SCT Index 65% for the whole year. So basically, energy was still playing an important role for the SCT to move up because of the big composition in the market. So what we're expecting, oil price to average about $80, as we have seen the last couple of months that oil has been moving above $80. That will help boost up the energy sector in the longer term. And we don't expect oil to dip below 50 for this year.
Okay, and your picks in the oil sector are the big ones, the big
it's the old-name
chips.
stock like PTT is still giving a lot of good chance. The reason for the pullback trend the last few months due to we have spending of the project in Madhapur area. We all know that things will be delayed, but we surely think will resume ahead later on. So
okay, let me just ask you about
yes.
Let me ask you about the banking shares. Songyos, sorry to interrupt, but you also are picking the banking sector as well, which seems that every analyst and every basically portfolio manager that is betting on Thailand is wanting to get in on. So isn't this a bit of a crowded play?
Well, actually, Thai shares is still underowned by a lot of foreign funds. If you look at that, it's a lot of foreign that sold shares after the subprime in 2008. $5 billion of net selling have been leaving Thailand and ever since. And we have started seeing some foreign money coming back last year in the middle of the year when the start of the market rising, net of $3 billion. But at the end of the last quarter, we have seen a net outflow of another $2 billion. So basically, net, we had one net billion dollar of foreign money that came last year. So basically, what Thailand, I think a lot of foreign funds still underown Thai share in their baskets.
Okay, quickly, Songyos, what's the best bet in the banking space? You keep hearing about
Well, you
Bank,
go for the big
et cetera,
blue chip, something like Bangkok Bank will give you a reasonable, stable outlook for the share. So stock's not trading at that demanding. It's trading at 12-time earning of the years. Kasikorn Bank, a little bit of growth there left. So basically what we're expecting maybe 10% upside in the share price.
Okay, Songyos, please keep safe in Bangkok, and thank you for joining us this morning. Songyos Kulvichien, who's the Senior Executive Vice President at Country Group Securities, joining us on the line from the Thai capital of Bangkok.